Hello and welcome back to my chat with Michelle Buonincontri. She's a certified financial planner specializing in divorce and divorce mediation, who has shared with us a bit of her own journey through a painful and drawn-out divorce that had her feeling trapped, both emotionally and financially, for too many years. I'm María Tomás-Keegan, and this is part of my continuing series of interviews intended to help women move beyond coping and surviving those major life events that happen to us, like divorce, so we can learn to thrive. Thanks for coming back, Michelle, to wrap this up.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me, Maria.
And thanks so much for sharing your story of hope and survival leading to a time when you were able to thrive. So you're setting a great example for all that I believe in, which is learning to having a life where we can thrive. So I know your journey led to your life's work, and you and I have shared many conversations over the years about your passion for that. So please tell us more about how you came to it and what you're doing now.
Okay, great. A little bit of the backstory. So initially when my husband and I decided to divorce, we sat down together and we worked out all our finances, and we went to a mediator. And it was going to cost about $1,800, which was super reasonable. Then he began speaking with other people. He started dating someone, which is fine. But unfortunately, when you're going through something like that, everybody wants to offer advice. And they're not the one going through it. When they tell you what their cousin got and their brother got and what you should get and what you should do. And so then he made a decision. He was concerned about the cost. And there was one issue between us, which I conceded on, that I would absorb the cost for some educational cost for our daughter just to move on. And instead, he decided he wanted to move ahead with attorneys, which was a big mistake. And I'm not saying nobody should ever have an attorney. However, in our situation, something that really could have been resolved in a couple of months took about a year and a half. It cost us together close to $200,000, $80,000 for me, the rest for him. It really became a nightmare. The tricks that were pulled, the things that were done, it was all just really about billable hours. And at one point, my attorney basically asked me for $40,000 cash to have a custody battle over my child. I had shared last time that I needed to move across the country for my daughter for medical reasons, and I was going to leave my son behind. And when I really looked at, who do I need to be and what's going to be workable for my family, I just needed to end it. And so I trusted that my son would be okay and that it would all work out, and we moved. It was a horrible experience. And I brought that with me to Arizona. And I was a certified financial planner, really doing investment management before, when I left New York and when I came here to Arizona as well. And I took a position with Schwab Private Client, and it just didn't feel right. I didn't know what was wrong, really. It just didn't feel right. And so I actually had gotten an eye injury. It's very odd. My cornea actually split open, and I was out of work for 5 weeks. I literally couldn't see. And as I spent time at home thinking, I really came to the realization that there was something more for me to do. And so I kind of made a bargain with myself. I'd stay at the job one more year. I get my CDFA, my Certified Divorce Financial Analyst designation, because I wanted to work with families. I wanted to make sure that nobody had the experience that we had. I really felt so strongly. My husband and I loved each other at one point, and there weren't these attorneys in this process that really, I was completely marginalized during the divorce, and I was a financial person. And so if that happened to me, what's happening to other families? And I wanted to make sure that never happened again. So I went to school, I got trained as a mediator, I got my CDFA, I got a mentor. I actually took a life coaching program because I just wanted to really be supportive of my clients and be able to be with them wherever they are. And so that's my life work now. It's called Being Mindful in Divorce. And I only work with couples who want to amicably really move on and create a life together. So if someone's interested in having a settlement reviewed or they want to make their spouse pay, I'm not about that. I only work with couples. There could be an attorney involved or a mediator or not. I could just be the financial mediator and I'm just helping them in that capacity. And so, yeah, my divorce really moved me to want to make a difference in that space.
You know what, Michelle? I can't think of another way to put this, but you are a gift. You are a gift for people going through divorce because you've turned your pain into your life's purpose and you now serve others so that they don't have to go through what we went through. And you make it so much easier. If divorce can be easy, having someone like you look after the financial aspects, which I think are probably the aspects of divorce from which there is more discord. I'm putting that nicely, aren't I? But I want to thank you for doing what you do. I respect you. You inspire us, and I know that you are an enormous resource for people going through divorce. And I, for one, will refer people to you, and I hope others will do the same. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, and you're welcome.
And viewers, I want you to know that Michelle has been very gracious to offer a free gift, and it's called, let me look up what it's called, the 20 Must-Dos of Divorce. And this is not just about the financial must-dos, she tells me, and I've actually read these 20. I know that it has to do with a lot about you. So be sure and get your copy. And there's a link at the very bottom of this video, or you can look at the link below the video itself. So I want to thank all of you for joining us for tips for the transition. And I would like for these videos to be resources to help others so that you know that you're not alone and you're not crazy. Until next time, this is Maria Tomás-Keegan.